Hello, my friends. I am B, and this is B's Intuition. Today we're gonna do a reading. This is gonna be 18 plus. So if you're not 18 plus, what are you doing here? Get out of here. Watch one of my other videos that are not 18 plus. Anyways, so the reason it's 18 plus, the topic of this reading, I thought it'd be fun to do who's your spicy secret admirer. So not just a secret admirer, but somebody who's been having those spicy thoughts about you. They're your spicy secret admirer. They can't help but think about you in a spicy way. I decided to film with daylight today, as you can tell. So I'm going to try and make this relatively quick because I'm not sure how much sunshine through the window I'm going to be getting. Once it goes and starts setting, we might lose some light. So I'm going to try make this relatively reasonable in length, but we will see. Reasonable in length, that's what she said, because it, spicy. Anyways, let's just dive into it, shall we? Please and thank you, Spirit. Who's the collective spicy secret admirers? Spicy secret admirers of the collective. Please and thank you, Spirit. Who are these spicy secret admirers who are spicily, secretly admiring the collective? Who are they? And what do they want? What are they fantasizing about? Yeah. Okay. Who else is having spicy thoughts, but also spicy secret admirer of the collective? Please make me Spirit. Okay. Was that supposed to come out, Spirit? Yeah. Oh. Mamma Mia Pizzeria. Well. Okay. What came out? We have the King of Wands. Oh la la. The Judgment card. Oh wow, look at that. Four of Cups. And then the Emperor was the last one to come out at the bottom of the deck. Knight of Swords. So maybe somebody's trying to make these fantasies become a reality. Somebody's ready to talk, baby. Talk dirty to you, maybe? Well, if they do, they're going to be coming in swift with it. Okay. Interesting. So let's just start clarifying, shall we? Starting with that King of Wands. Who is this that is having a spicy secret admiration for the collective? Who's this spicy secret admirer for the collective? And what are they fantasizing about them? What are they fantasizing about them? Oh no. Oh no. Actually, I don't know why I'm saying oh no. These are good cards. Just a lot. Yeah. What? Okay, so a lot did come out. Maybe I shouldn't have taken them all, but if it's meant to come out, it's meant to come out, okay? So clarifying the King of Wands. We have the 10 of Swords coming out in this direction. I think that's actually a good thing. And then we have the World card upright, as well as the Two of Cups. The Six of Swords, and this is probably where I should have cut it off, but all these other cards came out too. Six of Wands, the Moon, Ace of Pentacles. I'm a big fan of when people do that after. I think it's like a California accent where they do after, like they're like, yeah, sa. I don't know why. It just tickles me every time. Okay, and then we have the High Priestess, Four of Wands. These are some pretty intense cards. And then bottom of the deck, Knight of Cups. This, okay, I'm just going to say it. You may already start to think it, or you might already be thinking it. Even though this is a King of Wands, this person is more into you than just the spicy. They're way more into you than just the spicy. They may even see you as a soulmate, this person. The interesting message I'm getting with the Ten of Swords coming out like this is that this is somebody that has gone through some sort of painful ending, but with it coming out like this, it's like the worst is over, I want to say. And so this almost gives me a little bit of backstory. I wonder if you helped this King of Wands either get through a very difficult time in their life. They could have even been at rock bottom. You helped them get through something that was so dark that they thought that they could not get through it. But you showed up and you helped this person see the way. You helped this person get through this. Maybe this is somebody that went through a painful ending before they knew you. And then since knowing you, you've helped them heal. Maybe you've even given them, like, you know, that saying, like, faith in humanity restored. Maybe you have restored this person's faith in humanity. But it feels really good because, like, either this is a painful ending that this King of Wands is no longer letting impact them and maybe possibly using it as a shield or an excuse to not pursue something with you. They're definitely admitting that this is a thing that they went through, but it's no longer affecting them the way that it once did. Could have even had something to do with feeling very stuck. But it feels like they are willing to release this past pain because what they see with you is the opposite of that past pain. Clearly. And actually, that kind of fits with the card that came out next, the World card. So it's like they want these kinds of experiences, these Ten of Swords experiences, they want those to be in the past. And they want to open up a new cycle that is way happier, more positive, just better vibes in general. And they feel like in that new cycle, you would be a part of it. They see you as a soul mate, soul companion. I do think that this person sees a spiritual component to this connection. They're hoping that you feel the same way to them as they do to you, if that makes any sense. Because it's like there's something intense they feel with you, and it's something of the heart, not just their wand, you know, fitting for the King of Wands, right? They definitely are not just having spicy thoughts about you. They are not just spicily secretly admiring you. I think this person is, well, spicy thoughts probably are a part of it, but it's definitely more so romantic, I would say, based off of what I see here. So although there is probably spicy thoughts going on, mostly it's them thinking about how awesome you are, how this could be something that was fated to happen, the two of you coming together, or simply just meeting each other, because that's a whole nother thing too, is like if this person was going through something really difficult before, they could have felt like you were sent to them from spirit or something, like an angel, to help them through the darkness to see the light. And then after that Two of Cups is the Six of Swords. This is an interesting message. The Six of Swords for some reason is giving me this feeling of maybe this person That's so weird. I feel like maybe this person could have tried to avoid this connection at one point. And that makes me think probably because of their past trauma, they may have been triggered by the significance of this connection and how intense it was for them, how life changing potentially it was for them. Maybe it would require a lifestyle change. Maybe they realized that and they weren't willing to step up to the plate. And then the Six of Swords could have been them running away from this, even though they felt this intense connection. They may have felt like they maybe weren't on your level at the time. Maybe they weren't as confident as you at the time. They could have also been overthinking this because it is the swords here. Maybe they had certain mindsets, narratives, ways of thinking that were not serving this person and this connection. So they may have sort of subconsciously sabotaged themselves even. But also, in terms of how they see this sort of connection, I think they recognize that this would be so much more peaceful, so much more calmer than what they've experienced in their past. So they see the value in this connection. And maybe they're starting to rearrange these thoughts, these mindsets, reevaluate them, start to think more positively about this connection. And maybe they can start to see the bigger plan, the bigger purpose behind this. So if this person moved away from you, they definitely want to come back because they realize that that wasn't what they truly wanted. Or this person is envisioning a future with you that is going to look very different from what they've experienced in the past in a positive way. The Six of Swords can also, because there could be like maybe this even middle ground where somebody technically moved away from you, but maybe not for a long enough time for you to notice or for you to maybe give up on this connection. And so maybe it was simply this person took a step back to reevaluate maybe how they're thinking, feeling inside, and whether or not this is truly something that they want or not. They could have taken a step back maybe where they weren't completely gone out of the picture, but maybe they kind of needed some space in order to process things. But either way, this person wants to come towards you. It's Six of Wands. So the Six of Wands almost gives me this energy of like they for some reason I'm getting something about like they need to be successful in this from their point of view, and maybe it's just simply because they feel such a strong connection to you that they feel like they would be a fool if they were to pass up on this. But the Six of Wands, if that's them coming towards you, the Moon card follows it. So I almost wonder, is them coming towards you something that you don't see coming because the Moon is obscuring it? Maybe this person, maybe this person doesn't make it clear through their actions or behavior or body language. And so you don't know that they're holding these feelings for you or that they feel this way about you until they actually grow the courage to talk. Because it's almost like it won't be seen through their actions, but it will be seen through the words that they speak to you. And I feel like maybe that's for a reason. Maybe the way you know each other is through work or something like that. And so maybe when you typically engage with one another, they may have to put on a sort of mask, facade, a mask of professionalism, more or less. And so maybe that's why this is going to catch you by surprise. This could have been something that this person has been thinking about doing for some time now, maybe a long time. Um, but it feels like it's going to be unexpected, at least from your perspective. The moon also kind of is creating this sense of fog, I feel, in this person's mind as well. Because, oh, yeah, so the moon causing this sense of a fog in this person's mind when it comes to you, because the moon is all about mystery. But there's that aspect of fear too, the fear of the unknown, what you don't see. And so maybe this person, I mean, I think they're very hopeful that you return the feelings, but they may not be completely certain. And maybe that's kind of what they want to establish with you is like, are we on the same page even? Because maybe they're wrong about what they've been picking up from you. Because maybe they think that you have feelings for them the same way that they do. They may think that these aren't as returned. These feelings aren't as returned, or, to the extent that they feel them. And so there could be a little bit of fear, a little bit of hesitance, or maybe that was what was causing hesitance for a period of time. But then after the moon, we have the Ace of Pentacles, as if they become clear about what it is that they want here. They want to invest in a new beginning with you. And this is whether or not you have a past or not. Honestly, I feel like it could go either way. Either this is somebody from your past, or it's somebody new, potentially. What's up, dear baby? What's out there? Sorry, I was getting distracted by my kitty. But yeah, it feels like they come forward and they do have a clear idea of what it is that they want here to take place between the two of you. They're hoping that you accept this. The High Priestess, they could think that the two of you have a very spiritual connection, spiritually significant connection. Maybe the two of you kind of have this like psychic communication, even. Maybe they feel like there's something about the way you two communicate through your third eye or something. You may also inspire this person to think, or maybe not think, but rather trust their intuition. Maybe you even opened up this person's mind to spirituality. But it's interesting because they're seeing you as this high priestess. So I feel like they know that you're psychic or intuitive. And so maybe they know that you sense them coming before they arrive. Or that's like maybe something that they think would happen. I don't know why, but the circles are very much standing out to me. Circles may be a sign for you. I don't know why. Well, if you think about it, circles, cycles could be indicating the end of one cycle and a beginning of a new one. So maybe circles. If you've been seeing circles everywhere you look, even in places that you don't expect them to be, or you just feel like very drawn to the shape of circles, like, like you're just like, why am I seeing circles everywhere? That may mean something. That may mean that you're on your way to ending an old cycle and beginning a new one. And it almost even feels like this person may be trying to trust their intuition with that moon and high priestess. And maybe that's part of why they are maybe growing this confidence to come towards you, is that they worked this out through inner reflection. They're trying to trust their intuitive downloads. And then the high priestess is followed by the Four of Wands. This is a card of union. Coming together. Celebrating this union. But I'm inclined to say that you do return these feelings. I don't know if I'd go so far as to say that you consciously potentially know that these feelings are going on within you. Because it could even be that you kind of like feel these feelings, but maybe they're inconvenient, or it's not the right circumstances that you had in mind. And so it could be that you are naturally inclined towards this person, but there's a lot of variables that may be kind of clouding up your judgment and maybe convincing you that this isn't actually for you when it is. I feel like that might make sense to somebody out there. So if your mind has kind of been trying to trick you into believing that you actually don't have feelings with this person, even if you do, maybe there's a point where you kind of have to accept that these feelings are real. And especially if you're faced with the idea that you're not the only person feeling these feelings. This person is also feeling those feelings towards you. So it almost feels like this is going to be good for both of you, because maybe this is when the both of you both exchange those truths about having these feelings. There's also a dreaminess with the high priestess there. And so I almost feel like maybe there's something to do with dreaming. They've been dreaming about this. Maybe you've been dreaming about this. Something about dreams. And now I'm going to try and look at it from a spicier perspective. Let's see if there's any spicy fantasies that this person's been having about you. Because, yeah, right off the bat, I'm not getting a whole lot of spice. I feel like, if anything, they're just trying to make a plan of how to move on from the past, come towards you, express themselves, and hopefully begin something anew with you. That's kind of what I'm seeing here. But in terms of spiciness, oh, okay, this person, okay. Why am I getting a little bit of a Leo energy? And maybe that's because we are talking about the King of Wands here. And also other signs, the World card fixed signs. So that's Leo, Aquarius, Taurus, and Scorpio. And then we have the Moon card, so that's Pisces. And we have the High Priestess, so that's Cancer. Honestly, I kind of like this person's energy in the way that I see swords, wands, cups, and pentacles. So it feels like a pretty well-rounded individual. But the way I was getting Leo vibes is because at least, yeah, I would say probably a decent amount of Leos, the ones that are not in their shadow element, are quite loyal to the people that they bond with, pair up with romantically, or maybe just in general. But the spicy thought, also, sorry for the scuffling in the background, that's just my kitty in her litter box, so please try to ignore if you can. And of course it gets louder as I say that. Hold on one second. But yeah, so so much noise. So the spicy thought I was getting, this is more of like a spicy fantasy. I think this person loves your body, for one. I think that you got that body, yada, yada, because that's very emphasized with the World card. They may also like the way in which you stand out in your own way. There's something very unique about you. You don't really blend in, and they like that. They could also see you as a very spiritually evolved person. They admire that. See, like there's like so many romantic undertones that I don't think that they fully or just spicily admiring you. It's like so many things that they admire about you. But yeah, body worship was what I was getting. I think that this is somebody who really wants to show you love and appreciation physically. They definitely want to focus on you and your pleasure. But with that Two of Cups, I'm also getting like this intense loving, like it's almost like intensely loving energy I get from this person, where there is that passionate aspect, but there also is so much feeling, so much romance and love underneath it, or maybe on top of it, because it's like very overwhelming. Um, but I feel like this, you two being intertwined and that deep, long, significant, meaningful eye contact. That's what I feel. Like this is somebody who fantasizes about making love to you, showing you all the ways in which they love and appreciate you through physical means, potentially. There's, oh, and maybe this is part of a spicy fantasy, but they want to be your hero in some sense. And maybe that's because if we remember that 10 of swords before, you may have helped this person through something difficult. And so maybe they wish to return the favor. Feels like they want to show up as your knight in shining armor. Storp, that's so cute. Oh, and then the moon card. There could be an element of a secret rendezvous. I'm not getting it in terms of like this person's trying to cheat or anything like that. That's not what I'm picking up on. But rather, maybe at night, you know, under the cloak of darkness, the two of you come together or something. Or maybe they want to express themselves kind of secretly. And again, it doesn't have to be anything super sketchy. It could simply just be, well, I can't hit on you when we're at work, but I can if we're off work. Maybe there's something about like after work ends or whenever maybe it's the environment that you typically see this person in. The two of you get out of that environment, or you meet up outside of that time or environment, and you're able to really have a good time. There's something interesting with the message of like them showing up as your knight in shining armor, them wanting to be your hero. It could be that they want to save, like the idea of saving you, it almost feels like either you could currently be going through a difficult situation that you're trying to move out of, and maybe they want to save you from that. But also, in terms of your fears, that could be a thing here, as well as something about isolation. They may want to save you from your own isolation. And maybe there is self isolation that's around fears, and maybe they pick up on this. That maybe, yes, you are strong and independent. Yes, you do like your time alone, but maybe it's a little bit on the excessive end. And maybe through this self isolation, you've become so comfortable in self isolation that maybe you don't even realize that you're lonely, or that it would be helpful to have another person in the picture here. See, again, it kind of goes back, like, although there are those like spicy undertones, it always goes back to like long term planning and seeing you as a very complex individual, not just somebody to, oh my gosh, not somebody to hump and dump is what I got. I don't know why that was what came through, but I guess it gets the point across. Um, yeah, you're definitely more than just a hookup to this person. No way. This could also be somebody that doesn't hook up with people. I mean, there's so much deep feeling here and significance about this connection that they feel with you. This could be somebody that only ever, oh, that would make sense with the making love message. Okay. So maybe this is somebody that only ever engages in those types of things with somebody that they're actively in a relationship with, or maybe pursuing romantically. it feels like it has to be under the right conditions in this person's mind. And I like that because that shows that this isn't just an impulsive person that didn't put any thought into this, or that this is just somebody that's going to show up in a very shallow energy. This is a very deep person, very well rounded. The Four of Wands is giving me this fantasy of like the idea of the two of you like maybe owning a home together or an apartment together, and you getting freaky in that house or that apartment. That could be something that they're fantasizing about here. But yeah, very generous energy. They want to give to you in that spicy sort of way. They're not gonna really, I don't get any sort of selfish energy from this person. And this is all very surprising because we are clarifying the King of Wands. And sometimes the King of Wands can be somebody that simply just thinks with their wand, or somebody that's not completely invested, depending on how it shows up in the reading. But this is a King of Wands that is very serious about you and the future that they see being possible with you. I think the sun's starting to go. I might have to install my ring light, depending on the lighting. Anyways, um, yeah, they see you as like the star of the show here. Maybe a a showstopper. Like that's how attractive you are. You're just like a showstopper because you're just that dang sexy. But again, it's so much deeper than all of that. It's not about just the physical. It's not just about the spicy. It's so much deeper than all of that. But yeah, that's what I'm getting for spicy thoughts. Not much, and it feels mostly very loving. The spicy moments that would happen between the two of you would be very meaningful, is what I want to say. It's definitely not somebody that's just here for a good time and a short time. Like, no, they're thinking very long term, and they're thinking about the significance of who you are and what this connection means. Bottom of the deck being the Knight of Cups. I mean, what more can I say? This is somebody that is very romantically interested in you. The Knight of Cups at the bottom of the deck could be indicating that this person is about to reveal these feelings to you. They may try to be quite daring. And maybe that's what this King of Wands energy is kind of speaking to. If this is somebody that may typically take their time, maybe typically doesn't really open up about this stuff, now they want to. It's like they trust you enough to share their feelings with you, is what I get. This person trusts you on so many levels. And maybe that's kind of what is indicating to them that they may be making the right choice. Because maybe they're not used to feeling safe like that with another person. But you make them feel safe. Like, no matter what they have to say, no matter what is on their heart, you're going to be respectful and considerate, even if you don't return their feelings. Like, they just know that you're not the type of person to be cruel. And honestly, this person, from the depth of what they feel for you, this is not somebody that wouldn't want anything to do with you if you rejected them. They probably would want to stay a friend because they just genuinely care about you as a human. And then let's see what's underneath this Knight of Cups. Ace of Cups. Yep, Ace of Cups. Yeah, it really feels like they have their heart on a silver platter for you. Like they want to reveal what's been going on inside of that heart of theirs. And they're really hoping that you can reciprocate or that you do reciprocate. There is something about how you make this person feel very light. They're not used to feeling that sense of lightness around somebody. This could be somebody that either feels typically pretty heavy, maybe because of mental health or whatever, um, or they're just surrounded by people that don't really make them feel that way. Life is heavy in general, too, so maybe life just gets this person down, but they feel lighter in your presence. I want to see what's underneath that Ace of Cups. The Tower. Interesting. So you have made a huge impact in the life of this person. This is something that has shaken them to their core, but it was necessary. And it feels like this was a very happy Tower moment because now they know what they feel towards you. And they know the significance of this connection. Now I'm curious what's underneath that Tower card. Queen of Cups. Okay. Because that tells me that what caused this Tower moment? The Queen of Cups showing up in this person's life. The Queen of Cups being you. You are incredibly loving, sweet, gentle, kind, compassionate. So it's no wonder why this person feels comfortable expressing themselves to you. Also, a lot of cup energy here. A lot of water energy, a lot of feelings, a lot of love. And they know that they would be safe sharing these feelings with you. Even if you're not the type to, or like even if this person's not your type or you don't feel it like that with them, they know that you would be kind and courteous and compassionate. You wouldn't be mean and judgmental or all that stuff. Okay, so let's go on to the Judgment card now. Please and thank you, Spirit. Who's the collective spicy admirer, secret admirer? Spicy secret admirer for the collective. Please and thank you, Spirit. Okay, that's probably another bunch of, probably a lot again for cards, but that's okay. I feel like it's there for a reason, right? So this popped out first and it was this. Okay. All right. So clarifying that Judgment card, we have the King of Pentacles, Four of Pentacles, and then we have Page of Pentacles, and then we have the Star card, King of Swords, the Emperor. Bottom of the deck is the Ten of Wands. So somebody here is actually feeling overwhelmed with the feelings that they have towards you. Maybe it's the spicy feeling specifically with that Ten of Wands, because the Wands definitely deal with passion. A lot of passion. This person could be very attracted to you to the point where they kind of can't ignore how attracted they are to you. They may have been holding on to this attraction for some time now. But we're clarifying the Judgment card, so that makes me feel like this person's about to reveal this to you. Okay, whatever. It'll be being noisy outside. But the Judgment card, especially with this depiction, feeling lighter, they're flying in the air, releasing what weighs them down. So feels like this is somebody that wants to express, and maybe this is feelings or maybe this is just passion, because I could see it going either way. I don't really see any cup cards. No, there's not any cup cards here. So may not be romantic, but there's pentacles, which for me give a grounded sense. Well, the thing about pentacles, it could also do with a lot of carnal energy. I'm just gonna pause this for a second, and we're back. Just gotta had to do a thing. So it does feel like somebody here wants to shed whatever it is that they've been holding on to for some time, and it could be simply their attraction to you, because yeah, the pentacles can sometimes give a more long-term practical sort of energy, but it also can be somebody that really enjoys the senses, including spicy. And the first card that came out to clarify the Judgment card was the King of Pentacles. So this is somebody that does feel empowered, very stable, secure, but they may be closed off to something new. It could be that this person's even hyper independent and they're just very comfortable within that independence, and they may not be open to you right away, or they may not be open to changing things around because there's somebody that they're interested in now in their life. But it feels like they're coming around to it because that Four of Pentacles is then followed by the Page of Pentacles. So it's like Page could also indicate that this is somebody new, not necessarily. But it feels like, especially because of the way that the Page of Pentacles came out and then the Star, to me that speaks of like somebody that wants to offer this new investment opportunity to you. They see you as the star. They know that whatever they invested into you would be completely worth it. And they see a vision for the future. They also recognize how freaking hot you are with that star card. But it's almost because, like, part of what makes you so attractive, at least to this person, is the idea that you focus on yourself, you focus on your life. You're very much like somebody that, like, you're not low vibrational in the way of, like, being a nosy neighbor, or like, being somebody that's all about the drama and the gossip. Like, no, you just kind of mind your own business, focus on what you need to focus on. And that is incredibly attractive to this person for some reason. But it's interesting too that in this one section of the reading, we have the King of Pentacles that I showed you. And then after the Star, we have the King of Swords and the Emperor. So either you're attracting a whole lot of people during this time, or maybe this is simply representing the Emperor just in different parts, because the Emperor is typically seen as the one that embodies all of the kings of the tarot. And so I wonder if this is just breaking this Emperor down into different parts, or maybe you just have a lot of options right now and they may all be drawn to you because you're in this star energy. You're just minding your own business, but it's so attractive because you clearly got something going on. And it's not that, yeah, it's like you have value, but also whatever you're investing in has value as well. And I feel like it's piquing people's interest here. And because we are clarifying the Judgment card, sometimes that does do with like people of the past returning to maybe try to get a better outcome. And so maybe you're attracting people from your past as well. But not necessarily. It could just be a lot of people that kind of want to, yeah, maybe you just want to express themselves to you and see if this is possible to like go somewhere with this, whether that be spicy or something more serious. Okay, let me try and tap into the spicy fantasies that this person's having about you. First off, with that Judgment card, I don't know why, but I'm getting bondage. And I mean that in the spicy and consensual. I always speak about consensual experiences here. That is what I've put into my intention with this reading. So I'm never going to be describing something that's unconsensual, non-consensual. I'm going to only be speaking about activities in which the both of you consent to. But yeah, it's interesting because it almost feels like there's so much buildup around this King of Pentacles. And it almost feels like we may be lacking details about the King of Swords and the Emperor. So maybe these two characters are not people that you know, or maybe not currently, but maybe they're going to reveal themselves to you in some way. So I almost wonder too if this King of Pentacles, if this is three different options here, maybe your focus has been purely on this King of Pentacles. And these two other characters, maybe in the background, may be feeling a little bit sad about that because they didn't get chosen by you, or they may feel like they don't spark your interest in the way that this King of Pentacles does. That could be a possibility for sure. So beyond that bondage energy, let me see. This could be somebody that's very so oh, so the Four of Pentacles, I was originally gonna say that they really want to hold on to you. Oh, and they're like kind of territorial, maybe. Maybe a little bit possessive of the people that they take an interest in. So maybe they want to have you for their own or something there. But also, the bondage aspect combined with they don't want anybody else to have you. I get this scenario playing out in my mind of you being tied up. And not saying that this person would just keep you tied up forever, but for the spicy moment, getting tied up and stuff, and then it's like, haha, now you can't go anywhere, but in a lighthearted way, not in a serious or scary way. But yeah, that could be this King of Pentacles. Fantasies regarding you is like they feel very much like possessive of you. It almost even feels like actually this person may be a little bit obsessive with you, this King of Pentacles. You may actually be on this person's mind constantly, but especially because you're just in your own energy, you may not even recognize this or realize it. With the King of Swords and the Emperor, if these are different people, the King of Swords probably would definitely be into dirty talk. If that was something here, they want to hear you talk dirty to them, or they want to hear you moan. They want to make you do that. Mm. They may be very attracted to your voice for some reason. And maybe there's also that part of you that's also creative. So maybe they like your mind as well. And so maybe the two of you can dream up of creative, spicy moments, which is kind of funny, kind of cute. And then the Emperor. Now, this is somebody that probably would want to be in control spicily. So maybe there's a little bit of domination. Ooh, excuse me. A little bit of consensual domination here. But at the same time, could be the direct opposite as well. Because if you think about it, if this is a real emperor and in their day-to-day life, they're like, maybe possibly overburdened with responsibilities. Everybody's depending on them. The emperor could even be indicating that this is somebody that wants you to take control, because maybe they have enough control over their actual life, and so maybe they would like the experience of having somebody else be in control for once. And because you're showing up as the star card, you probably could tame this emperor if you chose to. You definitely have that sort of some sort of like I want to say fiery spirit, even though it is the star card, and that represents Aquarius. Emperor is Aries, and then Judgment, so that's Scorpio, Libra. Yeah. Yeah. So the Emperor could be either fantasizing about them being in control or you being in control. Honestly, it could go either way, but also it could be both. Interesting. But if this is all the same person, then all of these fantasies apply. Wow. You may also just be attracting a lot of people that are very attracted to you, spicy and otherwise. 10 of Wands. So we already kind of talked about that and how that could be the building up. And we're back. Hopefully everything looks similar to how it did before. But my phone died, and so I had to begin again. So hopefully I can remember what the hell I was talking about. I think we were at the bottom of this deck because I was talking about somebody that has been feeling this building up of passion or romance, or maybe overthinking about you, thinking a lot about you. Whatever this is, it feels like this is somebody that wants to come towards you to shed this, what they've been holding on for some time, feeling burdened by, but they want to release this and let you know how they feel about you. Let's see what's underneath that. Justice. So I'm almost even wondering if this person could think that this is not going to turn out in their favor if they come towards you to express themselves. But with the Justice card under that 10 of Wands, it almost feels like they may get a better outcome than they anticipated. Because maybe the reason why they were holding on to these for so long, these feelings or whatever, is because they thought that you wouldn't reciprocate them. But then with the Justice card, there may be equal feelings on both ends here. And this could also be maybe a karmic sense of justice to this person or yourself. Let's see what's underneath that Justice card. 5 of Swords. Yeah, this person could be used to mistreatment, used to people being very mean. They feel the impact of that still. And so maybe that's kind of why. That's what it feels like to me. Like why they've been holding on to this for so long is because of their past and because they were worried that you wouldn't feel the same way. But it feels like they want to come forward to express themselves. They may not do this soon, but they definitely want to. Yeah. Yeah, they've been overthinking and thinking about this. So it's been on their mind for some time now. So I think that spirit is guiding them to open up. And I think their own intuition is also telling them that. Okay, let's go on to the 4 of Cups now, please, and thank you, Spirit. Who is spicily, secretly admiring the collective? Please and thank you with this 4 of Cups. Let's see. Each one keeps coming out with a whole bunch of cards, like more than I intended to get. But they've all been really good, so I'm rolling with it. So for that 4 of Cups, we have the 8 of Cups. We have the 8 of Swords. And then the 10 of Cups. And then the 2 of Wands. And then the 5 of Wands. The Hierophant. And 8 of Wands here. And then bottom of the deck, we have the Knight of Cups. Beautiful. So I feel like this admirer sees that you are a very solitary creature, but you also are somebody that has really good boundaries, and you're kind of a stickler when it comes to those boundaries. You don't compromise on them. But it feels like these are the qualities that they really admire about you. Maybe they're attracted to the fact that you don't compromise on your boundaries. I almost said morals. I almost said you don't compromise on your morals. So that could also be a thing. Maybe you have that really strong moral compass within you, and you don't let other people stop you from leading your life in alignment to that. It's very much like you know what you have going on for yourself. You recognize your own value, and you're not about to sabotage that or just let just anyone into your life. And I feel like that's what this person really appreciates about you. So, not gonna lie, the Eight of Cups coming out as the first card to clarify, it could have something to do with an ex coming back into the picture. Somebody that you left behind, maybe because this person was playing tricks on you, like mind games, or maybe because the Eight of Swords can deal with like feeling stuck in your mind, trapped, imprisoned by your own mind. And so it almost makes me think this person could have kept you stuck, could have contributed to the thoughts that kept you stuck in a certain space, environment. Maybe it held you back from certain things, but also like maybe like mental abuse, emotional abuse could be a thing there. Um, and if it is an ex, that kind of makes more sense why the Ten of Cups came out, because the Ten of Cups is like that happily ever after, but typically seen with partnership and a family. So this could be somebody that either, and you don't even have to have that whole history of having a family and a home with this person necessarily, but they could have seen that be possible with you. And now this person's probably really kicking themselves, realizing, what did I do? I sabotaged maybe my only true chance at love or everlasting love or being with my soulmate and building the life that I want to see. This person may have not thought it through before they left or before you left. And it feels like there is a sense of regret. And we're clarifying that Four of Cups, and that was already coming across to me as your energy, where it's like you're seen as somebody with really strong boundaries, somebody that, you probably prioritize yourself, your own wellness and safety over people pleasing, that's for sure. But it feels like this is now somebody that's on the outside looking in at your life because either you or this person left the other behind, probably because of a lot of mental toxicities. And then they're like, oh, damn, I missed out on that. I could have had happily ever after with that person, but I fumbled. And this is even more interesting to me. The Two of Wands and the Five of Wands, following that Ten of Cups. This is so strange because it's hitting me as they want to plan for their future, but they're conflicted about planning for their future. And maybe it's because, yeah, if this is what, maybe the two of you had a very serious connection at one point, because it almost feels like this person doesn't know what to plan for themselves if it doesn't include you. They feel conflicted about making future plans for themselves because they wanted to take you into consideration of those plans. So this could even have been somebody that was foolish to the extent of expecting that you would come around eventually, or that you would come back into this person's life. They may have always kind of expected that out of you, but now that you're not embodying that energy, I don't think that this person was prepared for that. Like they weren't prepared for you to just never talk to them again, to never want anything to do with them again. But your boundaries are your boundaries, right? And you probably have boundaries up with this person for a reason. So, boohoo to them, but feels like you're doing what is best for you. And I definitely support that. Especially if this is somebody that mistreated you in the past, didn't know what they had until it was gone. Yeah. And then after that Five of Wands, we have the Hierophant and the Eight of Wands. Honestly, together, the Hierophant and the Eight of Wands kind of gives me a proposal sort of energy, like proposal of marriage. But within this context, I kind of highly doubt that that's what it is. To me, it feels like the Hierophant could be talking again about how the two of you had a very long-term traditional sort of connection, relationship. Maybe it was on its way to becoming a marriage, but it never got to that point, and this is something that this person regrets. Um, they may also see you as being somebody that is very wise, and it almost feels like they see you as somebody that is much wiser than they are. Ooh, that's almost giving me this feeling of like this could have been somebody that was insecure because of how smart you are, how how powerful you are. They could have even sensed that you were going places in life and they aren't. Like there's a very interesting energy here of like they yeah, this one feels almost like they may have been jealous of you in this relationship and then therefore sabotaged it. But maybe they didn't recognize that consciously at the time that that's what was happening. But now that they've had this separation and distance from you, they now see these things clearly. And I think they're also kicking themselves because, maybe you left them out in the cold, or they left you out in the cold to try and pick up the pieces on your own, but they never expected you to bounce back so hard to become the Hierophant. Because it almost feels like not only did they lose you, but they also had to see you grow up. Interesting, glow up after that breakup. And the Eight of Wands following that Hierophant. There could be something in the way that you communicate that's really important. You may be a very passionate communicator, and maybe that's going to help you help you to embody this Hierophant energy. You may have very significant messages that need to be shared with the world. And I feel like this person could be watching this, especially if it's on like social media anywhere. They could be observing you from a distance and feeling conflicted because not only did they fumble you, but they also have to see you level up even more. And also, Eight of Wands, things are moving smoothly for you, and they also may be growing and moving forward just in general. And it feels like this person is not. They may even be hung up on the past between the two of you, whereas it seems like you've moved on with your life. You have clear direction, purpose, drive. Like you know what you're here to do and what you are planning for yourself. But this person, I feel like, is very different. Yeah, I mean, simply in the fact that they're still hung up on you, but they're not even focusing on their goals, whereas you are. But yeah, it seems like they're more focused on you than they are on themselves, which is interesting. The Eight of Wands could also be that this person wants to communicate with you, have a conversation with you. But the thing is, with the energy differences, I don't know if you would be open to that conversation, especially because it feels like you've leveled up and this person's at the same place that they were. So even if they did come forward with a message, they probably aren't going to get a response because maybe you're on to bigger and better things. Maybe you're a very busy person now. I think this person admires you, even if there is a sense of envy behind that admiration, because I think that what you've done is probably genuinely impressive from an objective point of view. So it's not necessarily like they're hating on you for this glow up, but rather it kind of just emphasizes the loss here and the possibilities of what could have been if they hadn't maybe mistreated you or fumbled you in some way. But yeah, they could try to come forward with some sort of communication. I'm going to take a look at the spicy messages now for this Four of Cups person. Um, so on the traditional Rider-Waite tarot deck, Eight of Swords depiction, it's actually a woman with a blindfold on. So, and also somebody that's tied up and blindfolded. So, tying up blindfolds, that could definitely be a little spicy fantasy that they have towards you. And depending on what this past connection was between the two of you, maybe that was something that the two of you engaged in. But there is a lot of emotion as well here. I think this person definitely misses you, and they really do feel like they missed out on a possible soulmate connection. So it's almost like they may be so sad that they don't really fantasize about you that much, other than maybe looking back on positive memories between the two of you and missing that, or something along those lines. They could also feel like the two of you had really good chemistry physically, and that's something that they really miss. Maybe they don't have that kind of connection with anyone else, and they thought that they would find that in someone else, but they haven't yet. And so maybe that's what they're fantasizing about here. Maybe they're thinking about memories with you in a spicy way. Or maybe they imagine that if the two of you came back together again, there would be a lot of crazy passion and excitement and good compatibility spicily. Also, there's something here about how you clear this person's mind, or you help them to see things clearer. You kind of organize the chaos in this person's brain. And since you've left, it feels like that has sort of taken them over, that chaos within. And they no longer have you in their life to kind of help pull them out of that, help them to see things differently. So I think this person misses you on multiple different levels. And although there probably is a little bit of a spicy undertone, it feels like they're just, very sad and really thinking a lot about this. Also, the Hierophant, that's representing Taurus energy. Interesting, yeah. So they may want to come forward to communicate, but I just don't know how far they're going to get with that. um, but it does feel like they do wish either things had been different, or they wish that you had gotten back together. It feels like that's kind of what overwhelms them more than anything. That regret, maybe, is the word. Knight of Cups at the bottom of the deck. So if they are to come forward with some sort of communication, it could be filled with emotion. Yeah. I don't think it's a trap or anything like that. I think this person genuinely misses you and genuinely feels something special towards you. Um, yeah, I think they genuinely do miss you and they genuinely do have feelings for you. It's just a matter of, do they have the maturity to care care for those emotions, care for this relationship potentially. Let's see what's underneath that Knight of Cups. Two of Pentacles. So ever since you've left, they've been trying to balance their life out, trying to create balance within themselves, within their life, and they may be struggling with that. You could have really balanced this person out and you were like their other half. Let's see what's underneath that Two of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles. So, yeah, exactly what I was saying. This is somebody that had to see you glow up when you left them behind. So you're clearly indicating that it wasn't you that was the problem. So, interesting. And that's becoming clearer and clearer every day as you make forward progress in your own journey. It becomes clearer and clearer on how this person mistreated you, how this person didn't appreciate you enough, how this person was being very unfair in the past by how they treated you. It's like, yeah, the more you go along with your life and keep doing what you're doing, it's just going to be more and more emphasized that they fucked up, pretty much. Okay, let's go on to the Emperor, please, and thank you, Spirit. Can you clarify this Emperor card? Who is this that has, or who is this spicy secret admirer of the collective? Please and thank you, Spirit. Okay, I think Spirit wants me to stop before I ask for more cards, so I'm just going to explore this. So what came out so far for the Emperor? 10 of Wands upright, and then the 3 of Pentacles in the reverse. Interesting. Bottom of the deck, Justice. Interesting. So this Emperor, major for Aries, maybe they have something they wish to share with you. Again, there's like that similar message about maybe something building up for some time. Now they want to express it. But with the 3 of Pentacles in the reverse, that's so interesting to me. And I feel like that's probably what I'm going to clarify in just a minute, because they want to share something with you, but also it's like they can't work with you, though. They can't build something with you. But they're the Emperor. Oh, 3 of Pentacles in the reverse. Maybe it could be indicating, because the Emperor is typically seen as a married man. And I'm not saying that you're going after a married man. I'm not trying to put it into that perspective, but rather maybe this is somebody that's already taken, and therefore if they were to express something to you, they aren't free to build with you. They're not single, so there can't really be any foundation building at this point. Maybe that's what it's saying. But also it could be that the revealing of these feelings, or whatever they have that they want to share with you, may make it necessary that the two of you can't work together anymore. So it makes me think, like, especially in the Emperor case, like if this is like a boss, for example, like your boss, and they're like maybe very attracted to you, maybe they have feelings for you, and they wish to share this with you, but in doing so, it compromises maybe your coworker dynamic. And maybe the expression of these feelings would naturally mean that one or both of you can't be in that job position potentially if you were to date one another or express these feelings. But I'll definitely clarify that 3 of Pentacles in the reverse, but let's explore the bottom of the deck first. We have that Justice card. So it's like they may even see you as like their justice, like karmic justice. But they really want to be fair. Also Libra. They want to be fair about this. Maybe they think, maybe they think it's unfair to not let you know how they feel about you and what they've been holding on to for some time. Maybe they feel like it's almost being dishonest, holding back this information. And then the 3 of Pentacles in the reverse. Maybe you've only ever seen this person in a professional environment. And so simply by opening up to you about non-professional things, that kind of compromises the dynamic between the two of you in terms of like coworkers. And yeah. So it's like they feel like it would be justice if they finally admitted to their feelings, but they are already aware that expressing themselves to you may compromise their position or your position. And so, like, if something took off between the two of you, it could be something along the lines of like, they know that you can't work together to the same extent that you were once working with one another. And maybe that's kind of, maybe that saddens things, because if you were really a good team, that's kind of unfortunate, right? To lose a coworker, but you may gain a partner, depending. Interesting. I want to see what's underneath that justice card. Five of Swords. Yeah, something about they feel like they're hurting you by holding back feelings. Maybe they feel like you're getting the wrong message. And maybe they almost feel like they need to express this to you because they're realizing that withholding this information is messing with you mentally, maybe. And so maybe they're willing to kind of like compromise on their position or something in order to maybe express themselves to you, or maybe reassure you that, especially if you're an intuitive, maybe they're trying to reassure you that you're not crazy. I actually do have feelings for you, but maybe they want to be open and honest about it. Like, but we kind of can't if we want to keep this coworker dynamic, you know? So maybe that's simply just part of the conversation too, is like, I'm kind of risking my job here to kind of express myself to you. Interesting. And honestly, that could even be a little bit of a fantasy for this emperor, is like the idea of coming towards you and expressing themselves to you. And maybe part of that fantasy is it not impacting the coworker dynamic that you have. Um, but yeah, it feels like that's like a part of it. I want to see what's underneath that Five of Swords. Death card. So something is transforming dramatically here. Also, Scorpio. So if they were to express things to you, and if you felt the same way, something could really take off with that. Oh, geez, I was looking at the cards and then death card started to slide off, and I think that's the lovers underneath. Yep, the lovers. So, like, this is a really great connection that they feel to you. So they feel like if they were to come forward, be honest, it would reassure you, but there needs to be some change in them or in you or this dynamic in order for the two of you to be in union. Also, for the lovers card, that's Gemini. Yeah. So they may be willing to like do what it takes. Like if they have to put an end to something, they will. If they have to transform, they will. Like it feels like maybe it's like they're very, it's almost like if this one thing, which feels like it could have something to do with professionalism, if that wasn't in the way, they would have no problem coming towards you to express themselves. But it's like because of the dynamic that the two of you have going on, or the coworker relationship you have going on, it complicates this. And maybe that's what's causing this uneasy feeling that the Ten of Wands kind of has, because it's not comfortable holding on to all this weight. But they may have felt like they had to hide it. They couldn't express it. They couldn't let it out. Okay. Let's clarify that Three of Pentacles, please, and thank you, Spirit. What is that Three of Pentacles indicating? Okay, this is so many cards. I'm just gonna roll with it. Okay. Again, probably way too many cards, but oh well. Three of Pentacles clarified by Queen of Pentacles, upright. Two of Pentacles. And then we have Four of Cups, the Fool, Knight of Wands, the Chariot, Page of Cups. Bottom of the deck now is Knight of Cups. So either all of this is about the same person, or you have many people that aren't just spicily thinking about you, but rather they are Sorry, I'm like trying to organize myself. Yeah. Um, yeah. So yeah, these are people that don't just think spicy thoughts about you, but they like you in a romantic way as well. Anyways, so let's see. Queen of Pentacles and Two of Pentacles, clarifying that Three of Pentacles in the reverse. They may also feel like if they were to express themselves to you, they may mess up your own personal progress in your own journey. They may not want to do that because they may fear that expressing themselves may distract you from your life, your goals, what you already have going on, and they don't want to do that to you. Also, maybe you have your guard up around this person, or simply you just have important boundaries that you are not compromising on. So maybe this person just sees that you are very protective of yourself, maybe even slightly closed off, depending on who this person is to you. And then the Fool card. They can't help but hope that there is a possibility for a new beginning here, a new passionate beginning. This could definitely be a little bit of a spicy thought here. A passionate embrace following a new beginning. The Fool card, Aries, and I believe the Fool card doesn't have just one sign, but it's like a multitude of different signs. And then the Chariot is Cancer. This is interesting because it's almost hitting me as like maybe this starts out as it almost is like once they express themselves to you and maybe indicate to you that they want a new beginning with you, maybe there's like some sort of passionate moment, spicily. And then after the two of you come together to work together, then you're able to maybe go forward together or go forward with this connection and overcome any sort of obstacles that may have once been in the way. So it almost feels like, if it does come down to it, this person I think is okay with taking this risk. Like clearly, they're not afraid of doing this action, coming towards you, being vulnerable. So maybe at one point that Three of Pentacles in the reverse was enough to stop them, but it feels like they're no longer letting that hold them back. And it's probably because they see you as somebody that is very much worth it. Page of Cups here. So like this is somebody that has feelings for you, not just spicy thoughts. Although I do think that they probably do have quite a bit of spicy thoughts about you. It's not about that entirely. It's like about the significance of this connection and where this can go and how they're envisioning where this can go. Interesting. So it's almost like, yeah, they're changing their mind about the impossibility of this. And now they're starting to open up to the idea of like, maybe it is possible. And maybe it simply just takes the two of you to kind of, what is that saying? Bang your heads together to come up with an idea. Yeah, because like once you both get on the same page with one another, then maybe you're able to make plans and navigate this situation in a way that's tactful and doesn't get anyone in trouble, maybe. Knight of Cups at the bottom of the deck. So this is definitely somebody that wants to express feelings to you. Six of Pentacles. Yeah, they clearly want to invest in this because they see it as something that is going to be balanced. You give back just as much as they give to you. And that's probably part of the reason why they want this so bad. Let's see what's underneath that Six of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles. So although they very much want to come in and express themselves and they want to establish that, hey, this is my goal here, to establish a relationship with you, they may not rush it. They may want it to kind of naturally play itself out, see it grow naturally. Like they're not going to force anything to be in an artificial timing, if that makes any sense. but they just want to make sure that the both of you are on the same page. Yeah. Um, Bottom of this deck, the Knight of Swords. And so I feel like at least one person's going to be coming in probably pretty suddenly with communication. Could be any of these people, or maybe this is all describing the same person, or maybe we have a couple different people here. Um, but any way you slice it, I think somebody really wants to express themselves to you. Let's see what's underneath that Knight of Swords. Six of Cups. So this is somebody that has very good memories of you. You probably make this person feel safe, like their inner child is safe, and that they're safe to be open with you, vulnerable with you, because you're very caring, compassionate, kind. Let's see what's underneath that Six of Cups. The Magician. Maybe this is somebody that's manifesting you, trying to. Or you could even be the manifestation of this person that they didn't even realize that. How do I word that? Like they may have been manifesting a specific type of person, and you come into their life and you're exactly that type. I don't know why that's coming through, but maybe that's a part of it. Okay, let's break out the oracle, see what it has to add to this. Please and thank you, Spirit. Do you have any additional messages for the collective? Anything they need to know? Anything that you think would be helpful for them? That's a whole stack of them, but I'm leaning into it. Let's just hope my phone doesn't die before I'm done with this. Okay. Yeah, that's probably way too many. Oh well. We'll investigate them. So the first one that came out is Roots, and this represents healthy patterns and early growth. So yeah, there's somebody here that you have a really healthy connection with, and it may surprise the both of you of how soon the two of you hit it off with that early growth. It's almost like you instantly have compatibility, or yeah, you're like magnetized towards each other maybe immediately, is what I'm getting. Like it doesn't take a very long time to feel close to this person. It doesn't take a very long time for the two of you to really get one another. And I feel like that could be surprising for one or both of you. Okay, the other cards that came out, we have Fog. This represents obscurity and feeling lost. So didn't I say earlier with the Moon card that that was giving me this sense of fogginess? Like somebody may not quite be able to see things clearly. They may not be quite sure what your feelings are about them. Yeah. So maybe that's even part of why somebody wants to come forward, is to kind of clear this up so they can see things clearer, understand where you're coming from. And then we have the Sickle. This represents focus, regrowth, and letting go. The focus part of that card kind of is sticking out to me. I wonder if somebody's been watching you or been focusing on you. And maybe they're trying to even focus their energy towards you, which kind of gives that magician energy again, where it's like they're so focused on you that maybe they subconsciously sort of manifest you even. Interesting, letting go. That kind of gives me that death card energy that we saw at the bottom of the deck before. And so there may be something that needs to be put to an end before the two of you can begin, or simply something that just needs to be released from someone before the two of you can have a beautiful beginning in a connection here. And then the next card is Tend. This represents maintenance, encouragement, and guidance. Yeah, this is what the Tend card looks like. You've been doing a good job at maintaining yourself. Self-care, it feels like. Maybe you've been also trying to encourage yourself through past positive affirmations or something like that. And guidance. I wonder if you've been trusting your intuition and spirit lately. Feels like all of these things are really going to be serving you. Then we have Chamomile. This represents gentleness, relaxation, and sleep. Maybe this is a message that you need some rest. Or maybe you'll be able to rest easy once you know that somebody feels the same way. That could feel nice. Or maybe you're going to have a very gentle relationship here with someone. It's going to help you relax. It's going to feel peaceful. And then we have hedge. This represents potential, boundaries, and indecision. So that to me speaks to that person that may have a co-worker dynamic with you. And so they can see all the potential of this connection, but there are visible or clear boundaries that may make this person indecisive. And it may just simply be that the two of you work together, or maybe they're in a position of power over you, or any of those types of complications could really kind of prove to be a blockage for this person, or it did. And maybe they're overcoming that. And then we have the Mint card here. This represents abundance, persistence, and proliferation. I think because you've been persistent, you've kept going, you kept putting your effort into yourself, into your life. Not only I think you're going to attract abundance in terms of finances, but because you're sort of creating this abundance within and it's kind of pouring out of you, I feel like a lot of people are going to be attracted to that kind of energy. And you may find yourself being very much the object of a lot of people's desires or feelings. So it definitely could be more than one person that you're attracting during this time, or that more than one person that's having spicy thoughts about you during this time. There's also something very refreshing about your energy, is what I feel with that Mint card, is like you stimulate people's brains, and there's something very special about you in particular. Then the bottom of the deck is Broom. This represents energy clearing and freshening. This is a beautiful time of year to do some pre-spring cleaning, clearing out old energies and stagnant energies, negative energies, and infusing your home with more brighter energy, newer energy. Like freshening, it feels like you could freshen up your apartment, freshen up your house, freshen up your environment in some way. Maybe even because that can sometimes be a manifestation technique, cleaning the space in expectation that that is laying down the groundwork for new things to be able to come in, because there's less clutter, there's less disorganization. And so it makes it a more clear pathway for manifestations to come in. So maybe you could be doing that as well. It's like pre-manifestation or pre-manifesting something here. Yeah. Well, it seems like you're on a really good track. Like, even besides all of this attention that you're getting, spicily and otherwise, seems like Spirit's really proud of you. Spirit says that you're doing a good job and keep doing it because you're heading somewhere very good. So, yeah, that is the reading. I really hope that you enjoyed this, and I hope that it resonated. If it did resonate, feel free to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And if you subscribe, you can become a part of the Hive Collective, because my name is Bee. Bees live in hives, and you can become an honorary bee like me, and we can be a little bee family together. If you like my readings and you'd like to see more, be sure to click that bell icon down below so that YouTube actually notifies you the next time that I upload. And thank you so much for being here. I truly appreciate you, and I can't wait to see you in the next one.